Look, I know I said that the next video would be of the Panzer III-4 again, but I failed to comply with the age-old directive, check yourself before you wreck yourself, and it turns out it was actually a T-14 match. In fact, it turns out I didn't have any more Panzer III-4 videos queued, or replays, sorry, queued up. There were 2 T-14s in a row, so this one and another one, and then Kehoe game, which I think you guys will enjoy, and then I forget what the last one was, but it doesn't matter anyway. So sorry, but you guys are going to have to wait if you want to see more Panzer III-4. I do like the 3/4, I just don't really play it much, so I will try and get a little more in the near future and get that uploaded. Sorry once again, but this is an interesting game. I think you will... I think this might appease you. Trust me. So I'm in the T-14. I am in a Tier 6 match on Himmelsdorf. This is a pretty good setup. Everyone is bad except my platoon and our T-67. And the enemy T-28 has chosen to suicide this tank into my face. He does hit my rack, but that's the only thing he does. Oh no, he does kill my driver too, but I just meant hit him. So the T-40 shoots somebody else and only notices me once I'm already aimed in for another shot on him. He's behind cover, it's not going to happen, so I just stop bothering aiming at him. And have a look at the map. There's a Ram 2 in here, and right as I was about to push out to try and get shots in the Ram 2, this guy turns up. Su-85 is a serious threat, but he's really bad at aiming, as is the T-40 who just missed me. Now watch this, just seriously, just watch this. I really do not know what was going through their heads at this point. They nearly got away with it just because I was running out of hit points, but holy fuck. So I scare the Matilda away for a moment. The Sherman's derping with HE, which buys me a little bit of time at least. I know I'm going to have trouble pinning the AT-8, especially if his gun sits in front of the Sherman I'm actually aiming for. The AT-8 actually ignores me and just drives broadside across the road. Now because he's not aiming at me and the Sherman is, I have to pass up the shot on him to get the Sherman. If I don't, he will kill me. Somebody else takes the Matilda, I take the Sherman. This little guy almost finishes me off, but thankfully the T-14's arse armor is a lot stronger than he expected. And so as I turned to get faster turret traverse, I actually angled myself to him. So yeah, the enemy just lost all those tanks trying to suicide and kill my T-14, and they failed to kill my T-14. AT-8's being clowned by the 3601 with some help from me, and holy fuck. Alright, let's do a casualty report. So we had the T-28 suicided to get shots at me, the Su-85 mostly died to me, the Matilda mostly to me, that guy entirely to me, the AT-8, mostly the 3601 with some help for me, that guy I killed, like fucking seriously, pubbies. Unfortunately my shot on him bounces, not that I need any more damage at this point. If we look where the enemy hit me, yeah, they were aiming for the obvious weak spot. Honestly, I don't understand how they didn't kill me. They very much had the hit points and the alpha capability to do it, but they didn't. I mean, if that AT-8 had focused me instead of driving down that road, I would have definitely been dead. But I'm not going to complain about Pubbie's stupidity, because Hellsaw was doing that for me at this point. He was absolutely just furious, frothing at the mouth with rage. He was so pissed off that we kept winning games so easily. I can't remember if it was this game, I'd have to check the post games. I think it was this match. I ended up doing more damage than most of the enemy team. I mean, I could be wrong here, so if this isn't the way the post games look, then don't shoot me. It would have been another T-14 game that we were playing in the same session, because it kept happening. I had, I think, 60 less damage myself alone. Sorry, I bumped my mic. 60 less damage by myself than the entire enemy team had totaled. Let that sink in for a minute. Me. 60 less damage than fucking 15 people put together. West Coast. Anyway, thanks for watching. I already had a T14 long before this event. I was just in it for free gold, and once I actually did get the free gold, I brought my T14 out to play because I needed to fix my baddie stats in it from back when I was a terrible player and didn't know how to use it. That was a success. It's now sporting like a 52% win rate or something, which is obviously not great, but it's at the level where I actually feel somewhat secure playing the thing again. If I get a tank too far into the red, I just feel like I can't play it because it's too demoralizing. I think I went over this before in a previous video. Anyway, the T14, in case you didn't pick one up for free during the event, in which case condolences, the T14 is a pretty fucking decent tank in a tier 5 or 6 match, and it gets pref matchmaking, so it will never see tier 7s unless you do something stupid with a platoon. Its gun is pretty awful, I'm not going to lie. It's the same gun that the closed beta Sherman has, if you've got one of those, or if you've got an M3 Lee or ever played one, it's that gun. So it's basically a shitty gun from a tier 4 medium at tier 5. But the hull is excellent. A lot of pubbies don't know how to pen them, as you will see in the next video, if it's the one I'm thinking of. And you can really leverage that quite a lot. Also, its mobility isn't that bad for something that's, you know, relatively speaking, for a tier 5 and armored behemoth. 690 hit points again isn't bad for a tier 5 heavy. You could do a lot worse than to play the T14, but one thing I will recommend is playing it in platoon, because while it is a pretty decently strong tank, you do not have the pen to deal with some of the more heavily armored tier 5s and 6s, and if you get pushed on by them, you will die. So it's always nice to have a platoon mate that actually has a gun that can pen. In this case, I had 2. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really think you're going to enjoy the next 2 videos that go up. As I said, one's T14. If I recall correctly, it was a pretty ridiculous game. Again, the enemy team just were hopeless. Actually, in case I have wrecked myself once again, if this wasn't the game where I got 60 less damage than the entire enemy team, the next one will be. It was one of those two. In both cases, I was able to handily fuck up pretty much most of the enemy team while surviving. Anyway, as I said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed a look at the T14 if you don't have one. If it goes on sale or something, you may as well pick it up. It's pretty fun. You can train your American crews in it. And I wish you the best luck in the field, and I will see you next time.